Florida Congressman Byron Donalds sits on the House Oversight Committee and House Financial Services Committee, joining us now. So good morning to you, although lawmakers did not specify which orders they believe are illegal, and they were pressed on that on other shows and failed to come up with any answers. But it comes after the obvious deployment by President Trump of the National Guard to American cities, military strikes on these alleged drug cartel boats. Your thoughts on this? And some may find it humorous, but there's a lot of weight to their words, Congressman.
There's nothing funny here. To be honest, I'm sick of these Democrats. Look, here's the problem. They are trying to foment an insurrection. They're trying to foment sedition. They put out a video. They don't have any specifics, and they only do it to get a rise, quite frankly, out of media and a response from President Trump. So here's my response. You are weak, you're tired, you have no agenda, you have no ideas, so you have to do these stunts. Trying to tell military men and women that they don't have to follow orders is insanity. And they should be ashamed of themselves. Look, I respect their service to the nation, but now they're using politics to undermine America. This is not right. None of this is. They would never tolerate any Republican saying that to a Democratic president. They would be just as outraged as I am now. But this is about politics, first, second, and third. This is about them trying to position themselves for the midterm elections. This is not what's in the best interest of our troops. This is not what's in the best interest of our nation. This is undermining the commander-in-chief. This is insurrection, if you ask me, and it shouldn't be tolerated. And by the way, for all the press who now wants to scrutinize Donald Trump's response, they are insane, and they're part of the game as well, the sick game of media trying to shift coverage away from Democrats who are causing the issues in the first place.
Yeah.
That video they put out is terrible, and it should not be tolerated.
And what you're referring to there, again, the president's response was on Truth Social. He said this is really bad and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors, lock them up. He added this: seditious behavior punishable by death. So the 6 Democrats wrote in a joint statement to that. What's most telling is that the president considers it punishable by death. For us to restate the law, our service members should know that we have their backs as they fulfill their oath to the Constitution and obligation to follow only lawful orders. It is not only the right thing to do, but also our duty. So I believe that's what you're referring to there. They put out a statement addressing that as well, but they are calling for a break in chain of command in our U.S. military.
Yeah, I know. This is why this is so dumb and stupid. They are the ones who created an issue where none existed, by the way. They are the ones who are trying to tell our troops and people in our intelligence apparatus to disobey orders. That's what they're doing. That is a break in the chain of command. And this is where I say, look, I respect you for the service you've made to the United States of America. I truly do. But to now, in your political position as elected Democrats, trying to find a wedge to undermine the president of the United States, you actually step on the oath you took to America to put out a statement like that, a video like that. I mean, come on. Let's just be real about this. They are playing politics of the worst kind. And yes, it does lead into sedition because you're trying to give cover to men and women in our military, in our intelligence community, to decide on their own to ignore an order from the commander-in-chief. These same officials would never tolerate that if it was Barack Obama. They wouldn't have tolerated it if it was Bill Clinton. But they'll do it now. And don't get me started on the auto pen Joe Biden. He gave out terrible orders. Look at the withdrawal from Afghanistan. But they wouldn't have tolerated it if they were his orders.
Yeah,
this is politics. It's BS. It's foolishness.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.